In this video, we are going to count the prefix and suffix pairs from a given array. Hello, I am Jagan from growwithdata. I am posting this video to share my knowledge in Python language with you. If this assists you in your interview preparation anyways, I will be happy. Let's see the sample input data and we can talk about the question in detail. Before that, if you want to see the code, whatever we are discussing, go to the YouTube channel, Grow with Data. You have the videos. The best thing is go to the playlist. Now we are talking about the Python interview questions. If you click on it, you can see all the videos related to that. When you click on any of the videos, you can see the description section. In that description section, if you go more, you can see the code link. If you click on the link, it takes you to the GitHub where you can see all the codes we'll be discussing in this video. If you want to join the WhatsApp channel, there's a link. You can just join the WhatsApp channel with that. Okay, now let's see the sample data. We have an array of words. We have PA, PAPA, MA, and MAMA, right? So we are asked to create a function which counts the number of matches if the string is both prefix and suffix for string 2. For example, you say string 1, str1 equal to the first one, PA, and the string 2 is equal to Papa, right? So here, if you see the first string PA is the starting point for this and also the ending part of it. So even if you have different characters in between, you don't bother. But given two strings, the first string should be the starting part of the string as well as the end part of the string. If this is the case, then you just count as one match. Same way, if you see MA and MAMA, this is the starting prefix and this is the suffix. So in this pair, we are going to see one pair here and the MA matches with MAMA. So here, if an array of words are given, we have to compare all the words to each other. Only condition is if you check the index pair ij, right? So I should be less than j. That means if you consider the first element of the array, you have to compare that with the rest of the array. So if you do the second element of the array, then you have to compare only with the third and fourth of the array. You should not go back. So I is going to be the first element. So words of I. So words of j is going to be the second element, right? So I'll always say that the I should be less than j. So the first word, the words of I should be the prefix and suffix for the second element. So this should be the condition. So for this array, the first element is a prefix and suffix for the second, and the second is not for the third and fourth, and the third is the prefix and suffix for the fourth. So there are two matches. So the output has to be 2. So if you want to compare other arrays, for example, this one, A. So A is a prefix and suffix match for all the three. And ABA is the match for this one, ABA and ABA. So it's 3 for the first A and 1 for the second ABA. So the output has to be 4. If there is no match, then we return 0. For example, for this array, the initial element ABAB can't be a prefix and suffix for the second one. So the return value should be 0. For this, it should be 4. Okay, now let's go into the coding part of it. We can take the sample input as words. So how will you do it? Let's go with the function. Grow with data. We have the words. We assign a variable to count the matching part of it. Now we are going to go over the array. For index, you can say word, right? Since we say words as a input, we say index word in enumerate words. So what will this give? It will give the index value and the element. Let's see how this get the, oh, we haven't closed it, that's why. Okay. Oops. So we are going over the array. We are going to read the element one by one. So 0th index is PA, the first index is PA, and the second index and the third index. So it's a 0 index array. So it starts with 0 and it got 4 elements to it. So we are, when you take this, we have to compare the next element, right? So what can we do? We go for another loop. For, you can say sub index, sub word in enumerate words. So we are going to go over the array. So what they say, when it's compared between I and j, I should be less than j. So we just say if the index part, the index is less than sub index, right? Only if the index is smaller, like if PA, then it should be smaller than the rest of the one. If you say MA, it should be less than MA. When it's greater than the index, the left side part, you don't have to consider. So only if the index is less than the sub index, then first thing is, for example, here, right? So the first element, the word of I, if the length is greater than the second element, right? There's no point we can compare, right? The ABAB cannot be a prefix and suffix for the element which is less than the length of the first one. So you just say if the length of word is greater than length of the subword, right? The length is greater than the subword, then we don't have to do anything, just continue. Continue means it just goes to the loop back. So it just comes here, say continue, so it goes to the for loop. You don't do the further operations. If it's not, if the word, right, the word from the first loop is equal to the subword's length of word. So what is happening here? We are going to get the word. For example, let's do this way. If the word is equal to PA, okay, and the subword equal to PA, okay, we are going to compare what is the subword of colon 2. Oh, subword underscore. Okay, you just do this way, PAGE, page. Okay, so when you say colon 2, it will take from 0 and 1. If you say colon -2, it will get the letters from the right to left, -1, -2. So when it starts from the left to right, it starts with 0, 0, 1, 2. When it starts from the right to left, it's -1, -2. It's not 0 from the right, okay? So the right is always -1 and -2. So when you say -2 colon, that means it goes to the -2 and whatever in the right side, it just brings in. Same way, if you say 1 colon, that means P is 0, A is 1. So the output will be AGE. From 1, it takes all the characters from that point to the right. Okay, so that's what we are doing here. So we just check the first word is the starting point till the length of the word. So if we say the length of the word, that is 1 and 2. Okay, so it's still there, and the word should be the last part of it, right? The sub word of the length of word, and we say minus length of word till the right end. If this is the case, that means it's a prefix and suffix. So we count the variable result, we increment by 1. So what we do, the first word, the PA, is the starting part from left till the length of the word, which is 2 here, and the suffix part. So the word is from this point till the end of the word. If that matches, then you increment to it. Okay, you don't have to have the print statement, and then we are going to return the result. So here it's 2, output is 2, right? So PA and then MA. So the 2 matches goes with it. If you want to check for more test cases, more input variables, we can just see. So A, it got 4, right? So the A1 got 3 and ABA got 1. So it's 4. For this one, there is no match. And for this ABA, we have 1 match, right? ABA, there's a starting is ABA and the end part is also ABA. So there is 1 match. If you run this, it passes all the test cases. So the code is good. So what we did here, we just read the array word by word, and then we start with the another scanning of the same array, and we make sure the index is less than the sub index. So it won't read to the left, it reads towards the right, and then check if the length is greater than to it. If the main word's length is greater than the subword, that's no point of checking, which is the third case. We just continue. Continue means it goes to the for loop, not continue with the code. And then we check if the word is equal to the starting point till the length of the word and the ending point from the length of the word negative to the right. So if that is the case, we increment it. It's a simple loop. It works fine. But when you see the code, there are few mistakes. Mistakes in the sense we redo things, right? So here we are looping in the array twice completely. And then we check if the length is less than the subindex length. Instead of that, so when you start with this point, the sub index, right, the sub word assignment should be start from here. So you don't have to have if condition. Here we can simply say it starts with index plus 1. Index. So if you are starting with 0, the second array should be starting with the 1. If the starting point is 1, the second array should start with 2. So you don't have to have the if condition. We simply, whenever you scan, right, whenever you scan the second array, you make sure you start from the next position. So the if condition is unnecessary. So here if index and enumerate, so we're missing something here. Okay, we are blocking this. So we remove the if condition to find the length. Instead of that, we just truncate the second array to make sure it starts from the right side of the main array, main loop. Okay, so this is the one correction. And the next one, instead of doing the if condition, right, if the word is having a subset part of it, right? So if we can introduce a new function which is a start and end. Let's see if papa, right? So let's see if a equal to pa and B equal to PA, PA. If you say A dot starts with, you can say P, which is the, sorry, B dot. So B starts with PA, yes. So instead of PA, I can say EA, but just for the test. So if you say PE, right, it's going to be false because starts with PE, but you're comparing with PA. The same way, and B dot ends with A. So since it's PA, we can just say this way. So this is true and this is true. We say R and you say PE. So the starts with is failed, but the ends with is true. So false or true is going to be true, right? So instead of this sub words, we can use the starts with and ends with. Let's copy this code, go here. So instead of that, we just say sub word dot starts with the word, okay, and the sub word dot ends with the word, okay. So instead of saying getting the subset of it, right, we get the subword and the subset of it, we just simply say the subword starts with the word you're looking for, and the subword ends with the word looking for. If that is the case, then you do the count. So it gives the same result. Great. Now, the main thing we have to look into this code is we are doing a for loop of the whole array and then another for loop of the array. Even though if it's a subset of it, we are still scanning the array and then we are doing a check on this. So what is the time complexity of this code? So this one is going to be O of n, right? And this one is going to be O of n. And this we are going to do the subset part of it. You can just say O of k twice, right? So k at least. So when you compare all this, it's going to be O of n square into k. So this is going to be a hard part of it. There might be a simpler version to compare the loop with other elements, but the main problem I see is the time complexity of this code. If you have a better option, please comment it on the comment section. Hope you like this video and thanks for watching.